I wanted to, first of all, say a huge warm welcome to the people that are joining us today on today's Zoom call. We have two past participants from Marquee's programming and shows. We have Raj Paul. Raj, just did a little wave there so they know who we're talking about. Raj was a fantastic Jafar in our adult cast production many years ago in Aladdin. And Jamie, right beside him, Jamie basically grew up here at Marquee in a lot of our youth group programs and adult cast shows as well. And Danny, we have Danny here as well. Those of you who tune into many things over here at Marquee will know who Danny is. Danny also, like Jamie, actually, they were in programs together when they were here as youngsters, and then went on to do their training in the field. And here we are today. Danny's an instructor now here at Marquee, having completed all of her artistic endeavors in school. And now we have Raj and Jamie, who are now in the film industry and are knocking it out of the park and about to endeavor onto a feature film, which we wanted to talk about today. So who wants to tell us a little bit about this exciting news? So exciting.
Yeah, well, I'll give a bit of history, I guess. Yeah, Jamie and I went to like sort of middle school, kindergarten. Actually, I think we've known each other from kindergarten. So we went together to school for a while. We've always been, even before we were in the industry, we've always been making films, in the forest and, various things. It's always been a passion. Obviously, both of us at Marquee had such a fantastic time. I don't know that we were in a show together ever, funnily enough, but we both, I remember
each other's shows for sure.
Yeah, we watched each other's shows. Yeah. I remember helping with Hairspray as well, doing all the behind the scenes stuff, which is fantastic. And I think that's the fantastic thing about Marquee as well. You can just get involved in every capacity. And that's definitely stuff we've taken forward. I can say for myself, it's important to not just know your role in something, but to know, appreciate everyone's role and be able to do the stuff behind the scenes as well as in front of the camera. Yeah, it's quite exciting. But
very exciting, yeah. What I think is really cool about all three of you is that you each have, your background is first as a performer. Like you started off as performers, if you will. I mean, you guys talk about how you did your little filming things on the side just for fun, as a hobby kind of thing. But what better way to understand who you're directing and who you're working for than to understand where they're at, like what shoes they're in at that moment when you're behind the camera. You're the director, you're the teacher, like whatever it is you're now being in terms of your role. I think that really brings so much more strength to what it is that you're doing, because you have such a deeper understanding of what that person might be feeling, processing in their head without saying it. In many instances, I'm sure you'll have some way to relate to all of that, right?
That experience just helps so much. And I remember I believe my last show with Marquee was Rent. And I remember, you understand the character so well. And I remember, I think her name was Shannon. She was a director there at the time, and she would be giving direction. And that's when I started realizing I would make suggestions to her. Can we do it this way, or can we try it this way? And I think that was the show that really made me realize, oh, I want to direct. I want to be behind this and show my vision. But obviously, you can't do too much as an actor. But no, definitely having that understanding of performers, where they're coming from, getting to be in a character. And like Raj said, I think the biggest thing with Marquee was learning that everyone's valued on the team. It doesn't matter whether you're tree number 5 or Belle, everyone makes a collective, everyone makes a team. And that's something we carry with us from that every day while we're preparing and shooting and all that stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, we try to continue to teach the importance of that, because I'm sure you'll recall as kids when you got cast in a show and say you got ensemble role as opposed to a leading role, the initial feeling is always, I only got a lousy whatever, and we try so hard to get them to understand it so hard at the onset, to get them to see the bigger picture of what all they're going to get to do, because nobody at Marquee is ever just tree number 5, as you said, like they're tree number 5 and they're boy on the left and they're da-da-da-dee-da-da. Like,
exactly.
They usually end up playing like 5 different roles, and very involved, and there's just so much to learn. There's so much to learn, and there's definitely going to be their time to be in the glory, right? So
Sure.
it just takes time. So,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit more about your film. Like, so.
Well, I'll just give you a bit of a backstory on kind of what the conception was. So once quarantine hit, we had nothing to do. And instead of sitting around and doing nothing, I decided, okay, I'm going to write something. So I had this like 30 something page start of a screenplay that I had poking around somewhere. And me and our co-writer Darcy started writing this story. And we'd meet every day, and Raj as well, we'd meet every day on Zoom for about 4 to 5 hours a day. Like I'm talking every day, Monday to Sunday, like just writing. So within, I believe it was a month, we had a fully finished screenplay. And on top of that, we were watching movies every day. We were watching about 3 movies a day. It was like a second film school. So that's what I took COVID as. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and do nothing. I'm going to get creative again. I'm going to immerse myself in what I love, which is cinema. And yeah, we had a fully done screenplay. And then we brought on our amazing producer, Danielle, who went to school with us. We brought on Nikita. We brought on all these people. And before we knew it, we had this incredible team of performers, cinematographers, producers all around who wanted to make this. And we also started saving our money. So we have about $17,000 saved up as a collective for this piece right now that we just put in as a group because we care so much about it. And what we decided to do as well is get onto crowdfunding, which, Raj can tell you a bit about now and what our campaign is and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. And Danielle, our producer, has been so great on this, saying, look, this is how we merge the art with the business, right? Because that's the key in this industry, is it's finding the right balance. And it'll get, the film will get made at whatever budget we have. And the idea is that all the money that we collect is basically going directly to the screen, because all of our talent, most of the people that have come on purely from their own passion, and a lot of them are working for free, in fact. Yeah. So these are all, the consummate professionals in their own industry, in their own parts within the industry, whether it's cinematography or even the actors. And so, yeah.
I love that. Like that's a lot that happens here too, right, Danny? I mean, Danny, you volunteer a lot of your time, even though you work here. She volunteers to get involved in other shows that are happening around here, and right, you do other things like that. And but that's an artist, right? You guys are.
Yeah, and it's the same. You're so right. I think the roots of that really come from places like Marquee. when you're young and you're growing up, but the adults as well, right? You're part of a community that creates. And I think Jamie and I both feel this way after working in the professional industries for a number of years. You don't always get that creativity and that joy once the corporate world comes in, right? So it's actually what we've tried to do, and what going forward, what our model, kind of business model is. Although we honor the business, we really want to, create for the sake of creating, and write stuff that we would want to see, create from a place of passion and truth, and bring our own life experience into it, which you think would be what everyone would do. But the industry is, it's a business first and foremost. So a lot of people are in it to make money, and obviously we all want to make money. But I think too often that spark of creativity that you have, in a place like Marquee as well, it's too often lost.
That's great. Excellent. Okay. Well, we'll get that link from you about your project, and we're just so proud of you, all 3 of you. It's not just about these guys on the bottom here, Danny too. Like I have had the privilege of watching all of that happen, because I've known you since you were young. Jamie, my kids went to your birthday parties, and then you would make me. Raj, maybe you were there at the birthday parties when they were there.
He probably was. Yeah. Well, yeah, you were such a mentor, Cheryl, and just, we wouldn't be where we are unless we had Marquee and you. So we really appreciate it.
It's very sweet. Thank you very much. Well, it truly is my pleasure to witness all of this success and this awesome journey that you're on. And I cannot wish you enough more further continued success on this journey, because you're doing great work, and just keep it up. Just keep it up. Be you.
We will, and thank you so much.
Thank you.